Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
The following is a class given by His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj on June 10th, 2017 at New Panihati Dham in Atlanta, Georgia. The class was about the song Yadi Prabhupada Na Hoito with translation.
Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prasthaya Bhutale Senate Bhaktivedanta Saminiti Namaste Saraswati Deve Orhadhani Acharene Nili Saisa Sanyadadi Vachachadasa Sarene Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Sridhara Gaura Bhaktavrinda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Bhakti-Racharan Pangulang-Ayategaram Yad-Chit-Bhatana Tanahang Vande Sri-Guru-Dinsaram Paramananda-Madhavam Sri Chaitanya Ishwar Hari Om Tat Sat. I wrote 3 songs in Bengali.
I wrote 3 songs in Bengali.
One was, if there was no Prabhupada, what would it be?
One was, if there was no Prabhupada, what would there be?
One was about the previous acharyas.
One was about the previous acharyas.
And one was about Prabhupada
And one was about Prabhupada
going on Sankirtan.
going on Shankirtan.
So someone mentioned that the first one you may want to hear explained.
Someone mentioned that the first one you may want to hear explained.
I lived in Mayapur since early 70s.
Since I lived in Mayapur since the early 70s,
So I picked up the Bengali language.
So I picked up the Bengali language.
A lot of our songs are written in Bengali.
So a lot of our songs are written in Bengali.
So I'm able to compose a song in Bengali.
So I've been able to compose a song in Bengali.
The songs are either in Sanskrit or Bengali
The songs are either in Sanskrit or Bengali
because they're used all over the world.
because they're used all over the world.
And or some have been translated to English.
Some have been translated to English,
And they have an appeal where English is spoken. They have an appeal where English is spoken.
they have an appeal where English is spoken. Yadi Prabhupada Na Hoito Tobe ki hoito e জীবন বহিত কিসে যদি প্রভুপাদ না হইতো তবে কি হইতো এ জীবন বহিত কিসে এ জীবন বহিত কিসে
So this song was inspired by a song by Basu Ghosh,
This song was inspired by a song by Basu Ghosh,
where he sang, if there was no Gauranga,
if there was no Gaurango,
then what would there be?
then what would there be?
And he expressed what the unique contribution is
And he expressed what the unique contribution is
of Lord Gauranga.
of Lord Gauranga.
So Prabhupada had a unique contribution.
So Prabhupada had a unique contribution,
Bringing the message of the Vedas to the West.
by bringing the message of the Vedas to the West.
So the verse starts, the song starts, if there were no Prabhupada, what would there be?
The song starts, if there was no Prabhupada, what would there be?
How would we lead our life?
How would we lead our lives? Nitai Gaurer অপার করুণা কেদিত সকল দেশে নিতাই গৌরের অপার করুণা কেদিত সকল দেশে
He brought the unparalleled mercy of Nitai Gaur.
He brought the unparalleled mercy of Nitai Gaur.
Normally, one has to first surrender and to get delivered.
Normally, one has to first surrender to get delivered.
But Lord Chaitanya was so kind
But Lord Chaitanya was so kind
that he didn't consider who was qualified and who was unqualified.
that he didn't consider who was qualified and who was unqualified.
He gave out his mercy unlimitedly.
He gave out his mercy unlimitedly.
So Prabhupada brought that mercy all over the world.
So Prabhupada brought that mercy all over the world.
And he gave it out freely.
And he gave it out freely. পাশ্চাতেরো যত পাপী দুরাচারী শূন্যবাদী মায়াবাদী পাশ্চাতেরো যত পাপী দুরাচারী শূন্যবাদী মায়াবাদী তাদের উদ্ধার করিবারে মন তাদের উদ্ধার করিবারে মন হেন কোন দয়ানিধি হেন কোন দয়ানিধি
Prabhupada, he brought the mercy to the West,
Prabhupada brought the mercy to the West.
and the people don't know any better.
Here the people don't know any better.
So, I have that they're committing a lot of bad karmas,
By having committed a lot of bad karmas.
and even those who are spiritual minded generally are sunyavadis or mayavadis.
And even those who are spiritually minded are generally shunyavadis or mayavadis.
So Prabhupada, he was teaching how there is the Supreme Personality of Godhead,
So Prabhupada was teaching how there is the Supreme Personality of Godhead
and how he is the most merciful.
and how he is the most merciful. তাদেরও নিকটে কোন জনায়াসি বিলাইত হরিনাম তাদেরও নিকটে কোন জনায়াসি বিলাইত হরিনাম সভ্য জীব রূপে গরিতে তাদের সভ্য জীব রূপে গরিতে তাদের কে হইতো আগুয়া কে হইতো আগুয়া
Prabhupada, he fearlessly approached the conditioned souls
Prabhupada fearlessly approached the conditioned souls
with great compassion.
with great compassion.
He spoke to them
He spoke to them
and convinced them
and convinced them
of their spiritual purpose to life.
of their spiritual purpose to life.
So, Prabhupada, he was so merciful.
So Srila Prabhupada, he was so merciful. দেশে দেশে হরি বিগ্রহ সেবা আরতি রাত্রি দিনে দেশে দেশে হরি বিগ্রহ সেবা আরতি রাত্রি দিনে রথযাত্রায়াদি মহোৎসব সব রথযাত্রায়াদি মহোৎসব সব শিখাইত কোন জনে শিখাইত কোন জনে
He went 14 times around the world,
He went 14 times around the world,
from one country to the next,
from one country to the next,
and established the deity worship.
and established the deity worship.
He Here, the deities of Gornitai,
Here are the deities of Gaur Nitai,
Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra,
Jagannath, Baladev, Subhadra,
and later Radha Madan Mohan.
and later Radha Madan Mohan.
Prabhupada, everywhere he went, he established deity worship.
So Prabhupada, wherever he went, he established deity worship.
And the arti go on in the early morning,
And the arati would go on from the early morning,
Mangal arti,
the Mangal Arati,
to the evening.
to the evening.
So day and night
So day and night,
artis.
there were aratis.
And he also established festivals.
And he also established festivals.
Like in the first weekend of June, we had Panihati Festival.
Like in the first weekend of June, we had the Panihati festival.
Yesterday they had the New York Rath Yatra.
Yesterday they had the New York Rath Yatra.
So everywhere, Rath Yatra, Janmashtami,
So everywhere, the Rath Yatra, Janmashtami,
different festivals
different festivals
were established by Prabhupada.
were established by Prabhupada. Gita Bhagavato Chaitanya Charito Pirimamrito Roshar. Gita Bhagavato Chaitanya Charito Primamrito Roshar. Koto na sundar সরল করিয়া কত না সুন্দর সরল করিয়া কে বুঝাইতো আর কে বুঝাইতো আর
Prabhupada translated the Bhagavad Gita as it is, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita.
Prabhupada translated the Bhagavad Gita as it is, Srimad Bhagavatam and Chaitanya Charitamrita.
The language is very simple
The language was very simple
and straightforward, so that people could easily understand.
could easily understand.
Many would have books, but they couldn't understand.
Many would have books, but they couldn't understand.
Prabhupada, he gave out his teachings in a simple format.
But Prabhupada gave out his teachings in a simple format.
If he hadn't come, who would have explained these Vedic wisdoms?
If he hadn't come, who would have explained these Vedic wisdoms so simply? Koto koshto shohi prito mone rohi ke badito hari naam. Koto koshto shohi prito mone rohi ke badito hari naam. Ke dito modero Puri Vrindavan, ke dito modero Puri Vrindavan, Mayapuro moto dham, Mayapuro moto dham.
So Prabhupada had endured many sufferings
So Srila Prabhupada had endured many sufferings
on the voyage across the ocean.
on the voyage across the ocean.
He had heart attacks.
He had a heart attack.
When he reached New York, he had a stroke.
When he reached New York, he had a stroke.
But he refused to stay in the hospital.
But he refused to stay in the hospital.
The doctors were telling his secretaries, "You're killing him. You're killing him."
The doctors were telling his secretaries that you're killing him, you're killing him.
But he wanted to leave.
But he wanted to leave.
He didn't want to have a bunch of tubes up his nose.
He didn't want to have tubes up his nose.
So he was in the Second Avenue house,
So he was in the 2nd Avenue house,
and he was paralyzed from the neck down.
and he was paralyzed from the neck down.
But with his head, he was continuously preaching to the devotees.
But in his head, he was continuously preaching to the devotees.
His mouth was not paralyzed.
His mouth was not paralyzed.
So he instructed them how they could be Krishna conscious.
So he instructed them how they could be Krishna conscious.
We should be so much grateful for the great sacrifices he did.
We should be so much grateful for the great sacrifices that he did.
And then he revealed the holy dhams,
And then he revealed the holy dhams,
like Puri, Vrindavan,
like Puri, Vrindavan,
Mayapur,
Mayapur.
and in this way he taught the devotees to respect the holy dham.
And in this way he taught the devotees to respect the holy dham. Paramo mangalo Shri Chaitanya Maha Prabhu Shikha Dham. Paramo mangalo Shri Chaitanya Maha Prabhu Shikha Dham. Acharya Prochare Shodaya Madere. Acharya Prochare Shodaya Madere. Kirkorito Niyojon. Kirkorito Niyojon.
He was teaching the confidential teachings of Lord Chaitanya.
He was teaching the confidential teachings of Lord Chaitanya.
He was always preaching the glories,
He was always preaching the glories.
and he was preaching that people should use their valuable human life
And he was teaching that people should use their valuable human life
so that they could realize the purpose of human life.
so that they could realize the purpose of human life.
As a human being,
As a human being,
we have the privilege to get complete realization.
we have the unique privilege to get complete realization
And to be able to go back to the spiritual world.
and be able to go back to the spiritual world.
But if we misuse it,
But if we misuse it,
then we'll be a loser. Big loser.
then we'll be a big loser.
We'll lose this great opportunity.
We'll lose this great opportunity.
And
Premo kalpo toru nitai gaureru kripa kona lobhi bare. Premo kalpo toru nitai gaurer kripa kona lobhi bare. Nirobodhi joyo পতাকারি দয় নিরবধি জয় পতাকারি দয় তোমার শরণ করে তোমারে শরণ করে।
so, Prabhupada, he was sent
So Prabhupada was sent
to give us the chance, and he came here to this temple.
And he came here to this temple.
He sat in this Vyasasana.
He sat in this Vyasasana.
He spoke to devotees.
He spoke to devotees.
We have a great privilege to be at this place of Lord of Srila Prabhupada's preaching.
So we have a great privilege to be in this place of Srila Prabhupada's preaching.
And he's predicted in the Puranas,
And he's predicted in the Puranas,
in the Chaitanya Mangala,
in the Chaitanya Mangal,
and by various previous acharyas.
and by various previous acharyas,
That he would come
that he would come
and give this message all over the world.
and give this message all over the world.
So Lord Chaitanya wanted that every human being follow these orders of Lord Chaitanya.
Lord Chaitanya wanted that every human being follow these orders of Lord Chaitanya.
Jare dekho, tare goho, Krishna Upadesh.
Jare dekho tare koho Krishna Upadesh.
Whoever is a human being,
Whoever is a human being,
they should tell others about Krishna's instructions.
they should tell others about Krishna's instructions.
So I expressed in this song
So I expressed in this song
how I like to follow Srila Prabhupada.
how I would like to follow Srila Prabhupada.
And many times people ask,
And many times people ask,
Prabhupada, what can I do for you?
Prabhupada, what can I do for you?
You've done so much for us.
You've done so much for us.
What can I do for you?
What can we do for you?
And he is right
And he would reply
that you should be happy
that you should be happy
and make others happy.
and make others happy.
That was his only request.
That was his only request.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
There was many opportunities given by Srila Prabhupada
There were many opportunities given by Srila Prabhupada
to give him help.
to give him help.
He said there's good preaching here.
He said there was good preaching here.
If one assistant can be sent, I can do so much.
If one assistant can be sent, I can do so much.
But no one was sent.
But no one?
No one was sent. No one was sent.
But no one was sent.
And he said, well, if I can be sent a harmonium, that would be good.
Then he said, well, if I could be sent a harmonium, that would be good.
But there was no harmonium.
But there was no harmonium.
Then he said, if I could be sent a drum, a hall, that would be helpful.
Then he said, if I could be sent a drum, a khol, that would be helpful.
No drum.
No drum.
Then he said, well, if I could be sent some pair of cartels.
Then he said, well, if I could be sent a pair of kartals,
Cartel, less than $1.
kartal less than $1,
No one sent.
but no one sent it.
So he had a broken bongo drum.
So he had a broken bongo drum,
and they hit that,
and he hit that
and made a beat,
and made a beat
and chanted Hare Krishna.
and chanted Hare Krishna.
We have temples, namhats, bhakti vrikshas,
We have temples, namhattas, bhakti vrikshas,
so much association of devotees.
so much association of the devotees.
Prabhupada was all alone,
Prabhupada was all alone,
and no one was there helping him.
and no one was there helping him.
The only one he had was Lord Krishna.
The only one he had was Lord Krishna.
And the desire to serve his spiritual master.
And his desire to serve his spiritual master.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Guru Maharaj, I was wondering if you could just speak about how, it's something I was always wondering about, how Lord Balaram always remained very compassionate to Duryodhana. It's kind of like perplexing because you think of how trying to murder Pandavas, you're trying to harm so much the pure devotees. But it seems like even to the last moment, he was always very, very compassionate. And it's kind of perplexing. I don't know if you could just speak a little bit about that. Hare Krishna.
Somehow, Lord Balaram always has some personality which is unique.
Somehow Lord Balaram always has some personality which is unique.
As Lord Chaitanya's counterpart, he came the most merciful.
As Lord Chaitanya's counterpart, he came as the most merciful Nitai.
Lord Chaitanya was sometimes observing the intimate purpose to his incarnation.
Lord Chaitanya was sometimes observing the internal purpose to his incarnation.
But Nitai was always merciful.
But Nitai was always merciful.
So the Kurukshetra war
So the Kurukshetra war
was actually a fratricidal warfare.
was a fratricidal warfare.
actually the Kurus and Pandavas were cousin brothers.
Actually, the Kurus and Pandavas were cousin brothers.
And so Lord Balaram was very open.
So Lord Balaram was very open.
And Duryodhana came to him and asked him to teach him the art of fighting with a club.
And Duryodhana came to him and asked him for teaching the art of fighting with a club.
So, being his nephew, he taught him.
So being his nephew, he taught him.
But there was a pastime that Balaram,
There was a pastime that Balaram,
he was dragging the city of Hastinapur
he was dragging the city of Hastinapur
into the Jamuna
into the Jamuna
because they were being very proud.
because they were being very proud.
So then they realized that they had gone too far,
So then they realized that they had gone too far.
and they went out and appeased Lord Balaram.
And they went out and appeased Lord Balaram.
Balaram also went on a pilgrimage
Balaram also went on the pilgrimage
because he knew that the Kurus would be defeated.
because he knew that the Kurus would be defeated.
So he spent the time away from the battlefield.
So he spent the time away from the battlefield.
He only showed up at the end of the battle.
He only showed up at the end of the battle.
Lord Krishna, he has pastimes, his dramas,
Lord Krishna has his pastimes, which are like dramas.
and so Balaram plays interesting role.
So Balaram plays an interesting role.
You can't predict actually what he'll do.
You can't predict actually what he'll do.
At the same time, he was angry at Arjuna for stealing Subhadra,
At the same time, he was angry at Arjuna for stealing Subhadra.
and he was going to destroy Arjuna.
And he was going to destroy Arjuna.
There's no power that could stop him.
Now there's no power that could stop him.
But Krishna fell at his feet
But Krishna fell at his feet
and said that Subhadra wanted it,
Subhadra wanted it.
and then pacified Balaram.
To pacify Balaram.
By these unique postures, Balaram makes the dramas or the pastimes very sweet.
So by these unique postures, Balaram makes the dramas very sweet. Thank you for your wonderful class, Guru Maharaj. Pamho. 1. How did you feel in the presence of Srila Prabhupada, and what made you surrender to Srila Prabhupada?
I felt inspired in the presence of Prabhupada.
I felt inspired in the presence of Prabhupada.
I'd seen many spiritual leaders.
I had seen many spiritual leaders,
They're not very impressive.
but they were not very impressive.
But Prabhupada really believed in what he spoke.
But Prabhupada really believed in what he spoke.
And it was very inspiring.
And it was very inspiring.
So since he was speaking the absolute truth,
Since he was speaking the absolute truth,
I wanted to also follow the absolute truth.
I wanted to also follow the absolute truth.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
All right.
All right.
Who has seen His Holiness Jayapataka Maharaj here for the very first time? Raise your hand if you've seen him for the very first time. Who has seen him for the second time? Okay. So, I actually wanted to share a few words, and then I wanted to request Mahavaraha Prabhu, who's the head servant of Maharaj, who's been traveling with him non-stop for the last 15 years and has been his servant for 21 years. And he's going to be sharing a few realizations. So just so that you get to know a little bit about his service and dedication to Prabhupada. And what I wanted to share was, to see Maharaj in this condition. And I remember when he first had his stroke and I went to India, and I was very hesitant to ask Maharaj to invite him to New Panihati Dham. As you know, we have this major annual festival here, and he started that festival almost 30 years ago. And he's been coming to this temple for over 33 years now, non-stop. So for 30 years, there is a festival that we hold in this temple. It's called the Panihati Chiradahi Utsav. So Maharaj started that festival, and every year he keeps making it better and better. And I remember some years he has devotees bringing in fruits and nuts from other countries, and devotees would be coming from other states, so he would have them bring indigenous fruits and nuts for that state, for this Panihati Chiradahi Utsav. So when I saw Maharaj in Bombay, because we didn't know what we were going to do, and Panihati festival was very close, I had asked Maharaj, with a lot of fear, of course, because he just had a major stroke. And he was laying in bed, but he was completely there. When he heard that Vedasar was here from New Panihati Dham, I could feel that there was a sense of that someone is here from my house to see me. Because he always calls New Panihati Dham his home. Whenever he comes to New Panihati Dham, to him it's homecoming. So that gave me a little bit of a courage to ask Maharaj, what about Panihati festival? And the doctors had told him that he was not allowed to travel, he was not allowed to do any functions, he was not allowed to leave Bombay. And Maharaj looked at me, and he held my hands, and he said, I'm coming to Panihati festival. So I just had a little health challenge, and I was shocked for me to just wake up and get ready and come to the temple was so hard. And I had gone through nothing as severe as he has gone through, and he was going to fly thousands of miles against the orders of all his doctors. And they had an emergency meeting about his trip to America to come to this new Panihati Dham festival. So it dawned on me how when we advance in our spiritual lives, that at some point you come to that stage where the body is not a factor in spreading Krishna consciousness. It doesn't become an impediment. Somehow the body just keeps moving. Even when Srila Prabhupada, when he came to the United States, many of the disciples, they share, Prabhupada had so many physical ailments, but you will never see him stop traveling and preaching. So thank you so much, Maharaj. I was going to invite Mahavaraha Prabhu. For many of his disciples here, they always ask, how does Maharaj do this? And the best person to answer those questions will be Mahavaraha Prabhu. And be prepared. Most of you are mathematicians. You're going to have to crunch a lot of numbers. I'm giving you a heads up.
Hare Krishna. I remember that year after meeting Vedasar Prabhu in Juhu, in Bhaktivedanta Hospital. Then we went to Coimbatore for the Ayurvedic treatment. That was May 2009. And we supposed to fly from Coimbatore, somewhere from out of India to US, straight for Panihati. And while he was in the Ayurvedic Treatment Center, AVP, the doctor there, Dr. Ravindran, he insisted that Maharaj should stay there for more time so that he can give him a better treatment. So we were kind of like trying to convince him to stay longer, but he was not willing. He said, I need to go to Panihati. I want to go for the Panihati festival. But still, we were not giving up. We tried our best to make him to stay there. And I remember we had series of negotiation with him, with the doctors. And one day when we said no to him, then that evening, I still remember, which he went, he became little upset, and his BP shot very high. And Dr. Achyutananda, he was taking the BP, and he was so worried because the BP went really high, because it was under control all the time, but on that particular evening when we said no, not to go to Panihati at all, his BP shot very high. And then we had another round of discussion with all the main doctors. They said, just tell him that he should go. And believe me or not, the BP came down immediately. So like that, I know we have very limited time. So I was thinking, we can describe Maharaj's dedication and his sincere service to Srila Prabhupada in ISKCON. And we have been recording all his devotional services, because naturally when you tell people, Maharaj is doing a lot of service despite his physical challenges. Yes, he's flying around, he's visiting many places. But what we did, we've been putting all this in numbers. So I have the numbers with me. This is just the from the last 5 years. The number of flights that he has taken in the last 5 years. This is from 2012 to 2017, Gaur Purnima. This is after the stroke. We haven't compiled the full statistic yet from 2008, but this is just the 2012 till 2017, last 5 years. The number of flights he has taken is 455. That's, if you translate that in miles, that comes to 680,528 miles. Number of meetings that he has attended in the last 5 years is 1,460 meetings. If you I don't think so even he knows about this, but we keep track. And if you translate that in hours, it comes to 1,991 hours and 28 minutes. This is, I mean, there are so many other meetings that we haven't recorded. This is just what we have recorded. Conference calls like Skype, WebEx, 243. Number of interviews, like newspaper interviews, 34. Number of classes, like the Sunday Feast class and so many other classes, 1,441. Number of group darshans, where he like blesses people, meeting people in groups, 2,935 groups. Number of ceremonies, like initiation, Annaprasanna, grain feeding, Vidyarambha, 1,111. Number of devotees he has initiated since 2008 actually, 12,108. Second initiation, 1,662. Number of places he has visited, 393. These are different places, not the same. I mean, like Atlanta considered one, though he's been visiting every year, but Atlanta considered one. Number of road journeys, 246. You translate that in kilometers, 26,391. This is not including temple, airport, temple. This is just from one place to another place. Number of private darshan, which means meeting individuals and spending more than a minute, 6,801 individuals. And number of hours he has spent in reading. People read to him when he goes to sleep, before sleeping, 207 hours and 15 minutes so far. So, because instead of explaining this in words, I thought numbers would make a lot of difference. So this is some of the records we have. And just for your information, just last year alone, he chanted 160 extra rounds. So I hope this would inspire everyone, including me, to follow his footsteps as much as possible. Thank you all. Hare Krishna.
Just a side note, as he is traveling, doing preaching, chanting, darshan, and all this japa he does, he's also compiling a book. This is his pet project, that he's compiling a book on the life of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There are 7 prominent associates of Mahaprabhu who has compiled, like Vrindavan Das Thakur, Murari Gupta, and many others. They have written beautiful pastimes, Krishna Das Kaviraj, beautiful pastimes of Mahaprabhu. So what he's doing is, he's compiling a book called Lord Chaitanya, I think, and where he's putting all the pastimes of Mahaprabhu in one book, in chronological order. For those of us who read Chaitanya Charitamrita or Chaitanya Bhagavat, we don't know what started when, and then it's a lot of math, a lot of things put together. So Maharaj is, as he's doing this, he's compiling this very beautiful book. I think in 1 more year it's going to be ready, right? Or is ready to print it? Volume 1 is almost ready. Next year. So anyway, thank you so much, Maharaj.
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare